Let's talk about Neil Young. I always love talking about the world today and where we are in Internet 2.0 and the fascination with being digital, or just talking about EHM and our digital property, WEHM.com, and how proud of that EHM Insiders Club that we are. And I like to, bring up specific examples and point to, look, here it is. Like, it's fun to see the growth and the change as it's happening. And I feel like this might be one of those moments because Neil Young just scrapped his whole entire fall tour in an effort to put out a whole bunch more stuff digitally. Now, we've talked about Neil Young's archive website before. It is completely brilliant and so awesome. In fact, one of the very first Morning Show with Anthony vlogs we did that took off and went crazy viral was all about the Neil Young archives. We should put links up. We went through the archive and tried it out and tested it out and showed it in the vlog, and it was just a whole bunch of fun. It was really, really a great experience. Like, Neil Young deserves kudos for building the absolute best tool an artist can have in getting you closer to them and their music. Like, he literally did it. Stuff you could look at, stuff you could listen to. It's amazing. If you're a Neil Young fan and you're not a part of the Neil Young Archives website, like, again, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, because he went ahead and did all these amazing things, and it's crazy. It's just crazy. Now, there is a subscription. There's a free plan and there's an unlimited plan, which comes out to like $20 a year. So it depends on how psychotically in love you are with Neil Young, but $20 for psychotic love, that's pretty cheap, actually. That's pretty cheap. But I don't get a piece of that, so I can care less if you do it or not. But the point is this. Neil Young has come out and announced that he is going to be adding upwards of 15 digital productions to the Neil Young archives in lieu of going out on tour. So he's got this new record with Crazy Horse that everybody's really excited about called Colorado. And instead of the old way of promoting it, going out on tour and telling everybody, I got a new record, why don't you buy this or check it out? He is going to instead work on a film, which is a documentary on the making of the film, on the making of the album, I should say. And he's going to put that out. That's, to me, a shift in priority. Because if you're Neil Young and you're sitting there and you're looking at this, and Neil loves to obviously go out and play shows, but if you're sitting at this and you're like, I love this record, how can I get it to the most people? Can I do it with 25 dates in the fall? How many people can I reach there going to 25 cities? Or can I put it out on my website digitally and reach everybody on the planet? Now, nobody's denying that going to see Neil Young live is obviously phenomenal, and no concert film or documentary online is going to replace that feeling of seeing live music. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a shift in priority. Because he literally looked at this and said, instead of going out on the road and playing my music live for people and seeing them face to face, I would rather put out and explain this album and show this album and promote this album through a documentary that I could put up on my website. Digital. Over in person. Analog. Live music, for lack of a better term. To me, that's a shift. That's, again, one of those little moments where it's like, oh, look at that priority from that artist. Here's what Neil had to say on the archive website, and I quote, how the documentary on the album Colorado, which will be simply titled The Colorado Sessions, shows how the band works together to make music, how the emotions of trying to get a sound go with the emotions of the songs, what the songs are about. It's old guys, young souls, still alive in old souls, and the music they make together. From the engineers to the musical instrument techs, these guys are in it nonstop for as long as it takes to get the songs captured. As for the other 14 projects, they all appear to be concert films, most of them, with the exception of one that caught my eye, which is an animated movie from Mika Nelson, Willie Nelson's kid, which is set to the music of Young's 1982 album Trans. Young admits in the article that it is an incomplete list, which means that there could be more films released, and that none of the projects have been given an official release date, but that he plans on spending the rest of 2019 in an editing suite. So, I mean, that's kind of a miserable place to be, obviously, rather than being out live touring and seeing the world and doing all that fun stuff, being in a dark editing room. But I think Neil Young sees where this digital world is going and how he can reach his fans better. Touring will be there. Touring in 2020 will be there. And by the way, he didn't cancel every single show. He's still going to do Farm Aid. So Farm Aid is going to be really important if you want to see Neil Young this year. But he can still tour, but he can reach how many more people digitally with these documentaries, with these concert films, and with his Neil Young archives. I've said it before, and I really, truly mean it. Every artist is failing their fans if they're not doing something like what Neil Young did. If they're not out there filming every show, recording every show, grabbing content and putting it together for this goal of putting together a website like Neil Young did, they are failing their fans because nobody has done it better than Neil. He's really a pioneer in this sense, and he should be applauded for doing so. Even if you're a mild fan of Neil, even if you really like CSNY, but you're like, Neil Young's kind of annoying, I still think you're going to absolutely love this Neil Young archive website. Check it out when you get a second.